and it is the Montecristo Signature Espada.
Oh, the Espadas.
And the
nice.
Espadas are a very limited one. They come only in the Toro size. It's an all Nicaraguan puro that looks, at first glance, very much like the Montecristo White. So it's Montecristo White's a very good but very mild smoke for those who like great flavor but don't want a more full-bodied smoke. I mentioned that just to say, don't pick this up and assume that it's a mild cigar because
the Espada's big.
Yeah, right. But with the Montecristo Signature Espada, you can find yourself in for a full-bodied surprise if you were expecting something lighter. So I'll go ahead and give this much away. If you like your smokes to pack a punch, you're going to like the Espada. The cigar was developed by Rafael Nodal along with the Plasencia family. The tobacco is all Nicaraguan, with the wrapper a Colorado Claro from the Jalapa region, and binder and filler tobacco are from Esteli, all put together out at the Plasencia factory for Montecristo. It's a 6x55 Toro, very pretty cigar, as you can see over here, or is it here? Mine was nice and smooth with a few noticeable veins in the Colorado Claro wrapper. I picked up notes of dark chocolate and a deep earthiness on the pre-light sniff. Used a punch to open it up, and the cold draw gave me a rich bread note, along with a hint of vanilla, which I thought was really interesting. So I was like, oh, so far so good. I lit the foot with a torch and took the first few puffs, only to be greeted by my old friend, that friend without a song, the Nicaraguan Pepper Blast. Ian, maybe I can help you out a little getting started on doing this song.
One day that song will happen.
So I just thought I'd take a new idea, since I tried my Barry Gibb impression, and that didn't seem to inspire you.
That will actually make you go blind in one ear.
So well, how about a little Dire Straits? How about like, I want my NPB. No? Okay, yeah, probably best that you don't. Once the MPB planted its flag, just like the little guy in the MTV thing, and settled down a little bit, the cigar gave me notes of cedar and leather with a hint of citrus zest and a little bit of that vanilla that I was getting on the pre-light, which was awesome. While pepper, cedar, and a developing note of baker's bread, a very yeasty, I don't know if that's the right term or not, but a very yeasty sort of baker's bread.
I think it gets your point across.
Yeah.
That's a good
they were dominant flavors to the cigar. Plenty of other notes, though, weaved in and out as it smoked. By the second third, I was picking up earth and some leather, along with a slight minerality that was very pleasant. Construction was very good, was not a razor-straight burn, but it was nothing that needed to be corrected. I flicked off the ash at about 1.5 inches, but it looked like it might have held on a lot further. I just wasn't going to press my luck. At about the midpoint, the pepper backed off just a little bit, and although there was still plenty on the palate and it was dominant in the retrohale, I would say that compared to like a My Father or something from A.J. Fernandez from Nicaragua, which have a tendency to build in pepperiness as they smoke, this one actually kind of mellowed a little bit and started to exhibit a creaminess that offset the pepper a little bit as it smoked. The final third stayed creamy, but the pepper ramped back up a little bit. The leather and a distinct earthiness became more noticeable, and the vanilla note kind of came and went several times. Construction remained very good. The cigar smoked well all the way through. Draw, by the way, was perfect with lots of creamy smoke. The cigar reminded me very much of a Plasencia, which makes sense, of course, because it was made in the Plasencia factory. A little creamier, less strength forward than many Nicaraguan cigars, although to be fair, the strength ramped up from medium in the first third to just above that in the second, and it was decidedly full-bodied by the final third. So, Montecristo Signature Espada was a great slow smoking cigar. It just lasted a while, and if you try one of these, I recommend saving it for when you have the opportunity to have a very leisurely smoke, because it'll reward you. If this were an $8 cigar, I'd be buying a box right now and stocking the humidor with something that differs a little bit from my other Nicaraguan favorites, and it would be nice for whenever I wanted to change a pace but didn't want to go milder. But it's not an $8 cigar. It's a $15 cigar. So thank you, Mom.
Wow.
Yes, it was wonderful.
So I just looked up, I had the Espada Oscuro.
That's the darker one, which is the previous, like from a couple years ago release, I think.
Yeah, this was a couple years ago, and I gave that one a solid 6 at $11.
Interesting. All right, so this one's 15. So, by the time I was into the final third, I was thinking it'd be hard to give this a 5, given that it's basically 2 of the $7 to $8 sticks that I normally are in my sweet spot. But it was during that final third that I really kind of was struck by a sense of how much I just really enjoyed the whole experience of smoking this one. You know, when we talk about the part of cigars that they don't talk about that are good for you, that when you just relax and kind of let everything go and your heartbeat slows down, you have that sense of well-being, it's peaceful. That's what the smoking experience was. And, you know, I don't always get that every single time I smoke a cigar to that degree. And I really had a wonderful chill experience with this, and it made me reevaluate it a little bit. I really loved savoring the flavors on my palate. And even though I was stopping to type down these notes, it was a really chill, kind of relaxing thing, and I enjoyed it. With that in mind, I'm going to recommend the cigar maybe as a good special occasion smoke at that price. It was, in the end, really, really good. So price to quality, I will give it a solid 5.
Nice.